What's going on, y'all? It's J Small Reviews here, back at it again with another video, bringing to you guys here a predictions video. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute here since we got a full card, so finally, we have a predictions here for the new UDubbs return with their Rebirth card. Now, this event's not going down until March 2nd. So I'm going to give you this prediction video. It's going to be over a month before I have my follow-up with the recap video. But with the way the battle rap's been going in January, man, I'm just happy to have any battles to talk about realistically. Half of this card is anywhere from like new to just unknown talent. Talent doesn't have that same exposure. So there's going to be more than a few battles here I simply can't predict, which I'll name here in a second, or can't predict with the full knowledge. You get what I'm saying? But there is some good top tier rec towards the top of this card. Definitely some stuff worth talking about. And it looks like it's our first full card of battle rap that we're gonna have to cover, man. So without further ado, top right into the card. Starting from the bottom of the card, a few of these battles I really can't call. Speed Dollar versus Guay Gutta, 280s A versus Funk. We have a series of what I'd hope or assume is one-rounders here with a Real Sick versus Kid Casher, T-Top versus Young DZ, and Chef Trez versus Monster. Now, I just want to say, particularly in the case of Real Sick and Chef Trez, they give 100% effort no matter what. It could be a no-name talent. It could be a high-level talent. So, not familiar with Monster and Kid Casher's game, but if I had to guess, I don't think they're going to win those battles. T-Top fluctuates a little bit with the effort considering the situation. I watched this man lose to Lino Brown in Houston, so maybe Young Deezy catches him. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But the only battle from like the undercard that I'm familiar with both battlers is Ella the Mayor versus Hustle. Hustle repping Bash Money. Ella the Mayor, Geechee's homie, battled more than a few times on the Riot. Could be a cool little one, man. Hustle's a straight puncher. I think he might just beat him off straight content. Ella talks that real shit though, so maybe there's some room for, maybe there's some room in there for him to win. But the one battle I am familiar with both, I am going with Hustle 2-1. But from there we can hop into the selling half of the card. Some of these matchups with more notable names versus each other, and the first one to talk about is Official versus Loso. Official getting a one-on-one home game. Finally, we know that you got a home game back in 2022 in New Orleans. This card is going on in New Orleans for those that don't know, by the way, which is funny. The rebirth of Jersey's most notable league is going to happen in New Orleans. But Arson's got ties out there, and I'm not mad at it when you are booking a legend like Official that needs that one-on-one home game, just because it's been so long in her career without it, versus Loso, who's someone I had he's a pro's pro, you know what I'm saying, never mad at Loso on the card, but was not a fan of his 2023. Out of more active, notable battlers, I had a rough time with his year. Thought he lost to Kid Chaos, thought he lost to Real Deal, thought he lost to Danny Myers. For the most part, not great battles. Him and T-Top was very good, but I even had him on the losing side of that. But he has performed well against women in his career. I mean, he got the 41 rounder. Some people call it debatable. A lot of them give it to 40. But the Jazz 1 rounder, good look for him. Obviously smoked the shit out of Vixen going back a few years ago. One of his more notable performances. So Loso's been pretty good around the women. But I am going to go Official 2-1 off that home game aspect. I'm a little worried about where she is in her career. She could still peak haymaker-wise where she used to. She still has that same explosiveness because the last couple years, even in good performances like a Casey or I thought she was all right versus Prestavia, but it just seems like she, competitive-wise, there's times where I'm like, damn, she does seem a little past her prime, or where people are catching Official where usually I wouldn't see her getting caught before. But pride in the home game, she still is a legend, still has the ability to give a pretty good performance like that of a KCJ that she had a few years going back on Chrome. I think she does pretty good here and gets a 2-1 win over Loso. Wouldn't be surprised if she lost, just how I'm predicting it. From there, we have Tay Roc versus Black Aladdin. Not really sure what to say about this one. Black Aladdin got a Hall of Fame resume for no reason. And then you got Tay Roc here who, shout out Roc, man. And I can't even say that we're getting used to this. I mean, 2021 he had 8 battles. Past 2 years he's going for double-digit battles. And we saw specifically in 2023, the man has he'll battle anyone, any tier-wise. I mean, Roc has made that transition from maybe only battling at a certain stature and level to just having more of a volume case and loving the game. And similar to Sick and Trez, no matter the level of opponent, you're going to get a good Tay Roc. He's usually pretty applied. He's going to be the best ever. Who knows? I don't even know if it's a 3-rounder. I'm pretty sure, and I'm kind of hoping it's a 1-rounder. But doing what I'd assume is Ars a favor here. Obviously, a lot of top-tier guys showing Ars love. with his league returning. So Tay Roc gonna win this battle no matter how many rounds it is. It'll probably be a lot to a little. But then from there you have pretty much top tier rec for the rest of the card. The first one to talk about with all this top tier rec is Danny Myers versus Sharon. Rematch from the 2022 one rounder from Band, which was a cool one rounder. I know Danny showed up with mostly multi-syllabic stuff. Sharon cleared him out for the most part, being a little bit more direct and battle rapping a little bit more in the rap battle. But I will have to say it's a bit of a toss-up here. You know, I don't have anything that tells me that Danny Myers is the clear pick to go with, or Sharon. Assuming it's a 3-round matchup, right? I am going to go Sharon 2-1, just a little bit more confident since it would be happening March 2nd. Who knows what Danny Myers' schedule will be looking like by March 2nd. And the more battles, I'm not saying he'll choke or stumble, although it's possible, but the material bogs down a little bit compared to a Sharon who I think will be fully focused here for the most part. So I'm going to go Sharon 2-1, but it's a bit of a toss-up. Then we have Geechee Gotti versus Ines. Now, this is a battle that's a one-rounder. I know this for a fact that this is a one-rounder. But if it was 3 rounds, would I predict differently? No, I wouldn't. If it was 2 rounds, would I predict differently? No, I wouldn't. I got Geechee Gotti winning this battle, really, no matter the circumstance. I think Ness can be entertaining, though. We know Ness is going to hit the pockets. We know Ness is going to give you a show, but in terms of direct material, maybe landing points in the battle rap sense, that's been an issue for him ever since the 2012 return versus DNA. And as for Geechee, this is one of those where I think half the round he'll be very good. Then the other half of the round, he'll pull his West Coast clips, right? We've seen this past year versus Serious Jones. He bodied Serious. He doesn't give a fuck half that battle. Same can be said for the Jay Mills battle, the Hollahan battle, and I just think this Ines battle in a one-round format will be similar to those, a clear win and more of just a fun battle. But overall, this card, and I say this before we hit these top 2 matchups because I think these top 2 matchups are very good. This is the selling point of the card for me. Some of this other rec, like I said, pretty good top tier. You have some more notable names maybe versus lesser known names, but expecting good performances. But as for the top 2 battles, first is Shotgun Suge versus B Magic, which I like. It was the first announcement. I am a big fan of it. Suge ended a 2023 that was rather uninspiring on a super great note with the Ace on Mean Body after, the Shuni battle, the Hansel battle, stumbling into 2-1-2s and fucking 3v3s, whatever that he was in. And then you see he ends the year at, smoking Ace to smithereens, and by far just one of the better performances of the year across 3 rounds, to be honest with you. And as for Magic, his last couple of years have been good. It's been the best he's been in a minute. He's still, prone to the occasional Killer B battle he chokes in. Shit happens. I know with the Rome card, there was some talk about how people got paid and stuff, that I know that if anything can snip motivation, it's definitely who got paid and who didn't. But while he's still Magic will have performances like that for the most part, there's way more good than bad. There's the EK performance. There's the Arsonal battle, ironically here on Arsenal's card, which obviously went over very well at Max Out 3. So I just like what Magic's been doing. I feel like top tier rec is always going to be, even for a guy that has, for many, fallen off for a good bit of time, right? To earn your way back up to getting top tier matchups, I feel like you can still end up getting a great Magic in this situation. Now, he is more of a flight risk here than Suge to, let's say, complete his rounds, be non-stumbly, or even just have prolonged, 3-minute plus rounds. Who knows, 2-minute plus rounds. But I do have Suge 2-1 going in for that reason, and plus I just think he's a little better equipped right now. I've seen Magic getting better. I've seen Suge in recent times give some top 10 in the game kind of peaks, right, with some of the performances he gives. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm kind of rooting for Magic to win. I think that would be cool as fuck, or for at least this to be a debatable battle. I'm expecting a pretty good Magic, but with all that, Suge's been a little bit sharper. His pen has increased, and obviously performance-wise, that's his strength. So we'll see exactly how it goes down. I'm going Suge 2-1. It really could be Suge 3-0. And I'm hoping, for a Magic 2-1. That's my full synopsis on that. And that leaves you with the main event of Arsonal versus Kapo Bravado. Kapo, one of the newest from the top 6 URL class, New Orleans talent, so I think it is very cool for him to be able to main event in New Orleans for this card. And also shout out to Ars, giving someone with real potential, a shot here at the top after, you start out with the bottom of the card the way it is. A lot of one-rounder festival, good bigger name talents versus maybe some talents you're trying to put on. Couple matchups between couple matches between just lesser known talent, giving guys shots, then the top tier names, but then you yourself give another shot to Kapo in this moment. We'll see exactly how the quality of it goes. I expect Kapo to be good, no questions about it. In New Orleans, I think he hasn't shown his biggest flashes on URL, but I've seen him versus that of True Foes and O-Reds and plenty of people before he got to URL. It's been a little bit more hit or miss recently, but I still believe in his talent. And we'll see how Arsonal is. Arsonal is pretty good against the new guys recently. I mean, a little 50-50 with Arsonal versus the new guys, but he was good in the 3v3. Even when he battled Ace, although Ace is obviously farther ahead than Kapo, he gave a pretty good, pretty effort-filled performance there. So hopefully I'm expecting that, but I just think this is Kapo's moment to seize. Obviously, also Arsonal will be having to run the event, which is not easy. The win percentage of people that run their own events while battling is not very high. So I'm expecting, hopefully, Kapo to seize this moment and win this battle pretty clear, 2-1, maybe 3-0. But I think Ars can do enough to make it a good main event. And that is it here for my predictions on the UDubb Rebirth card. Like I said, it's going to be a minute till it happens. Like the card, think there's some good here, especially for the fact that it's a league returning, trying to get back on their feet and get active again. I'm never mad at that. And like I said, Suge versus Magic and Arsonal versus Kapo, two battles that I like most here. Otherwise, we could all look at performances. No one's going to be mad at seeing Real Sick perform, Chef Trez, Tay Roc, things of that nature. But those are the two real selling points of the battle. Geechee and Ness, Danny and Sharon, official and Loso to fill it out. Not too mad at it. I'd love to hear y'all's opinions on the card down below. There is something happening in January. I'll let y'all know that. Nobody can really say, what league is doing what. It's kind of going to pop up out of nowhere, but I know that there is going to be a little bit more stuff going on in January that might not drop in January. But until then, this is the one card that we have to look at. Hopefully February, we have more stuff on the way. Chrome anniversary card, maybe some stuff like that. Like I said, it's been empty out here, but looking for anything to report on. And when this does roll around March 2nd, obviously I'll be recapping this and giving my full thoughts on the results of the card. But it's been J Smo Reviews again, y'all. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you're looking forward to on this UDubb card. And I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. Peace.